All right, we're tuning in now. Wait, the lighting, are you okay with the lighting? Do you want makeup? You good without it?
Dude, just
All right.
roll the fucking
We'll just
thing.
go with it. So we're here with Andrew, right? And,
Yes.
and you just kind of walked in off the street. We just met.
Yeah, I'm a complete random, right, okay.
Huh? Okay, cool. And he says, you need to interview me. I was like, all right. He says, I'll give you $1. I'm like, okay. He didn't really ask the $1. All right, so why did you want to be interviewed?
You guys bring up a lot of really interesting concepts and situations which happens with poverty and the way the 585 area code, how you present it, deals with the situation. I mean, this can be a world topic, this can be a personal topic, depending on how you see it and who you address it to.
Okay, I'm with you with that.
Yeah.
But that's not why you wanted to be interviewed. You're like, me, talk to me. I'm doing something cool. Or was all that crap? Did you
No,
really? I want to hear about what you're doing. We know what we're doing.
I plan on
We
doing...
can talk about what we're doing, but I want to hear about you.
Right. I plan on going to California to do a little changes and get myself on the television just like I am now. But this is a future preview of what is to come. Some of the things I have to discuss, some of the things that will be discussed, and who I plan on interviewing. You get the right kind of people on the right kind of chemistry and the right kind of conversation, you can have some of the most amazing conversations in the world. Like, this stuff is just stuff that people don't think of, you know?
So you're going to be the host.
Well, I haven't gotten that far with the
But you got the idea.
Yeah.
All right, so come on. Let's dress rehearse here.
So what do you want to know?
I have no idea. How do you want to begin your show?
Break in my show?
Begin your show.
Begin my show?
Yeah. As there's going to be like music, we're going to assume, and I just kind of walk up. I'm a nobody, but I'll pretend to be somebody. You pretend to have your job. All right.
Somebody.
I've lost it. I guess. Come on in, really, come on in. We don't know what we're doing. You're completely welcome to join in the complete lack of structure that we have going on here. Just to completely bring you up to speed really quickly, and you're welcome to stay until 8 o'clock when you'll get the whole story in about 15 minutes. But we are a social media production studio. This dude was sitting in a minute ago. He says, you need to interview me. I'm doing something really cool.
It depends on the questions. I am a genie in a bottle. You ask me the right questions, you will get profound answers.
Okay, somebody give me a question. Come on, this is social media. We need it faster. It's random. It doesn't have to make sense.
I'm sorry.
Are
what
you
was
a
that?
pirate?
A pirate just because I'm wearing this? No, it's a unique structure. I could take this off and look like a completely different person. It's aura, it's concept, it's how you present yourself. Okay. Next question, please.
Next question.
Anybody want to ask a question about Donald Trump? Anybody?
I'll take the bait. Let's talk Bernie Sanders.
Britney Spears, holy
Bernie
shit.
Sanders.
I'm sorry.
Could you get... Okay, this is the second time. Bernie Sanders. Let's talk Bernie Sanders.
What do you want to know about Bernie Sanders? Whether or not he is a good candidate, whether or not he has good concepts, whether or not he has...
Okay, let's go. Is his economic solution going to be what's good for the country?
It depends. It depends on how he has to face the media, how he has to present the problems to the media, how much he knows, and whether or not it's more than what Trump knows. These are really good acts.
All right, let's do this. Between Bernie and Trump. Let's go with Bernie first. We got 3 in the House for Bernie, for Trump. Those are your only options. And you have to choose one, sorry. All right, we have 2, which means 2 would not commit to a non-answer.
That's understandable.
It's understandable.
That's why voting is done in a booth.
So it makes no difference to us.
What's that?
We're from England, so it makes no difference.
Yes, but we temporarily brought you in on this completely random conversation.
Okay,
Can we pretend you're from Arizona?
Donald Trump, because I've never heard of the other guy, sorry.
Perfect. Dude from Arizona chooses Trump. Not lady from Arizona. I just moved you guys. Sorry, you're now in Arizona. We need... What's that?
Lives in Arizona.
Okay, beautiful. All right, we're good.
Let's ask your reasonings behind why you're choosing Trump over Bernie.
We've heard of Donald Trump.
It's not because he is a celebrity, correct? Because the last time we had a celebrity president was, what, Nixon? No, Nixon. Reagan.
Because his wigs are awesome, the hair thing.
The hair is a concept completely different than what he can do with his words in his mouth and his actions. His hair is just a distraction.
So
His
let's
hair should run on its own. So a separate candidate.
so let's get into the heart of this. Can any of the current candidates really solve the economic situation that we have in America today?
I have a lot of good faith in Trump because, not necessarily because he is a billionaire, because he knows what he's talking about. And a lot of people are going to scold him and say that he is racist and that he hates Mexicans, but he has the right concept as to what we are dealing with Mexicans.
So it's interesting. So for you, you can actually try to hear through all the noise.
All the nonsense.
Right. And you're like, all right, I can hear what he's saying. I can buy into the principle. Whereas, we got all sorts of people who look at him and say, he's a racist, misogynist, he's all these other things. You're going like, okay, A, that might be true. Show me the last guy in the presidency that was actually what he said he was. And let's just get somebody there who can get the job done.
Correct.
So, now, when you go out to California,
Yes.
right, and you get Donald Trump on the show.
What am I going to ask him?
Yeah.
That is a far-fetched, very futuristic question. I have not decided yet.
Okay. That's very
I
good.
have to get other interviews out of the way, and it's going to blossom into something a little more realistic and unique, but it depends on if he becomes president, for that matter. If he becomes president, a lot of things are going to change. This is the year of 2012. A lot of people have said that this... No, you're right. I'm sorry. It is 2015. I said 2012 because that is a lot of what people supposedly thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Anyway, so let's talk. So you said that, Trump, if he was president, that'd be after a couple interviews. Who are the first couple interviews you're in your head going, these are the first people I need to get on? And if I'm starting to track with you, this is going to be like your version of Between Two Ferns.
Yes.
Right.
These are people that have influence upon the country, for that matter, in secret ways. It's like things happen behind the curtain, and things happen that are not necessarily going to be, it's right out there in the front and nobody sees it, A lot of people, for example, I was just going to say is Adam Sandler has been an influence in my life. Jim Carrey, amazing comedian, had some amazing things to say. Joe Rogan has a lot to say. If you've ever heard of some of the things Joe Rogan has to say, it is mind-blowing.
I think you raise an interesting point, right? Because I know Penn Jillette? Is that the...
Penn and Teller.
Right, is Penn Jillette, is it right?
Yeah.
That's it. And he shares some of his views sometimes. You're like, yeah, you've got it. I mean, very oftentimes we look at all these celebrities and they get all their attention for their celebrity. But if you look beyond that, there's actually something to hear. And you're right. I mean, a lot of these comedians, they're brilliant, right? There's something to be a comic. You have to kind of walk on both sides of the aisle. You have to be able to see things in a manner that just make other people go, you're twisted. And you're like, okay, I am twisted. But come on, doesn't this make sense? And oftentimes they're like, I don't want it to make sense because it's not what I believe, but okay, it makes sense. And yeah, so some of the guys you're talking about, they're brilliant people. But we only know them as comedians.
Very much so. And what they speak, what they have to say is truth. A lot of Jim Carrey talks about faith and what he has gone through, the concepts and amazing accomplishments that he has gone through. It's just incredible.
So, all right, let's talk. When are you heading out? When are you heading to California?
About maybe a month. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
I have to take my mom down to Florida first with her 6 cats. It's going to be an adventure, and then I have to...
6 cats, 1 car.
No, it's actually a U-Haul.
You should Periscope the whole thing. Are you putting the cats? Are you putting the cats in the U-Haul?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
And I've rigged up a AC unit. It's going to pump out BTUs, and it's going to keep the cats cool on the way down there. And I've strapped the whole thing to a power inverter on the side of the U-Haul.
Okay.
I ran an electrical cord and going to power the whole thing through the cigarette lighter. Convert AC to DC. basically.
And you can get enough power out of the cigarette lighter to run an air
Yeah,
conditioner?
it's a 12-volt battery, obviously. It's a car battery, and you're pumping out like 120 volts.
Okay.
So yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Cool.
It's one of my amazing, interesting ideas that I can't wait to see happen. So it works.
So somebody needs to like see a picture of you driving. They need to take a picture and go like, this is Andrew. He's going to be popular.
I don't think it's gonna happen that fast.
No?
I mean, no,
Okay.
people aren't that tuned in. This isn't gonna go viral that quick.
You don't know. It could be. We just
How many
need to-
viewers you got? How many viewers?
I probably one. Because we weren't planning. It's not about the viewers now, man. It's about the viewers tomorrow. Such pressure. So when you get out to California, step one, what are you doing?
You got to get established. You
Okay.
got to get contacts. I've already got a few contacts in favor.
Okay.
But you got to start little, and you got to start behind the scenes. You can't just blow up in California or Hollywood. It doesn't happen.
Okay. So where do you start?
Boom mic, gaffer.
So do you know all that stuff?
I've done it before. I have experience in that.
Now you
yes.
can actually tell us how to run a microphone, because we have no clue. We just kind of like fashioned all of this to get people to actually get this. And you get it, because the whole idea of social media, it can
News
make
10
a difference.
NBC, watch
Right.
out. These guys are ahead of you.
Yeah, we're ahead, right. And it's like, hey, we're going there. And we did actually have one of the local media companies call us once because we broke news here. We had no idea, which was really funny. So anyways, Andrew, what kind of closing wisdom would you like to tell the people who are listening?
Closing wisdom with how to solve world crisis, how to
I don't know.
be a more successful person,
One of the
how to
things,
be a good neighbor.
one of the things I like to ask people.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's one way of being a good neighbor, to be there. I like to ask people, if you had one opportunity, you could say a word, a sentence, a phrase, maybe 2 sentences if necessary. But I'm saying short, succinct, and powerful. And for one moment you could scream from a mountain and everybody, all of humanity, would hear you, what would you say?
God works in mysterious ways, my friend. I've had a lot of really interesting concepts, and they don't come out of nowhere. This is brilliance at work, and there's a higher power within everybody's life, whether they like it or not. It's phenomenal. It's beyond comprehension. It's something that you can't really understand until you're ready for it. It's like when the master will come when the student is ready.
So that's a whole different conversation.
I know
'Cause
it
it's-
is.
No, and we'll dive down that for just a moment, because I love this conversation to have with people who can't grasp that there's something greater than
A lot
the
of
individual.
people that are struggling with poverty and society and accepting it for what it is, and all the murdering and bullshit that is going on right now is for a purpose. But there is a way to accept it. There is a way to make structure in your life with certain understanding. People just don't understand what's going on right now. It's not.
And it's not that you're accepting it, because people on social media are going to jump all over you going, he's saying accept all the death. And what I'm
No.
hearing you saying is there's a way of bringing it in and going, it's not going to paralyze me. In fact, it's going to cause me to act because X. It's almost a fulfillment exercise in a weird way. Not trying to put
No,
words,
yeah.
but I'm trying to.
You got the
illustrate.
legitimate.
Yeah, I do. But the conversation I do enjoy having with people is for those who can't, or for whatever reason, can't acknowledge a higher being. That's fine. That's up to them. But I think the whole idea of exactly what you just said, it's a bizarre world. God works in mysterious ways. We don't understand it. That's the whole idea of faith. Is that there is something larger, and once you do accept that there's something larger, then all of those things start to fall in line and make more sense.
Most indefinitely.
And you're like, okay, that didn't make any sense to me. But
you don't even have to set your clock to it. This is something you can expect to happen. Everybody will have this happen in their life. It's just going to be in a different version. You can't relate it to anybody. Everybody is different, regardless of the matter that you go through.
It is. Everybody's journey is different, but it can't be fulfilled until you recognize you're part of something bigger. If you will, I think that that's a big part of humanity and community, if you will. So, Andrew, I appreciate you coming on tonight.
One last thing.
Yeah.
I look at philosophy a lot more strongly than I do religion. Just a personal thing.
And I'm good with philosophy too. But there's still philosophy you have to let go.
The
of your
philosophical
own-
ideas are coming to mind, coming to being. It's just that religion has been around forever since the beginning of time, and people are more familiar with it. They're not so much familiar with philosophy because it doesn't exactly strike a pose, if you will.
Philosophy is in many ways man's attempt to comprehend that which is bigger than his
Very
understanding.
much so.
You know, so if you whatever name you want to give it, that's simply our attempt to wrap our head around something we can't understand.
There's things in this world that exist that people don't necessarily accept, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not true or
That's right.
they're real.
That's right. And it's a whole different story. So
I
if
know.
you don't leave next month, or if you're still here next First Friday, stop by. Maybe we can get you on again.
My man.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.